Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys who are new here, my name is Vide. Today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through day one of Project 50, or in other words, we are taking on Project 50. I asked you guys like a couple months ago, I believe it was, if I should try 75 hard again in 2023, which I just failed, or should I try Project 50 in 2023? Now, if you guys are wondering what Project 50 is, it's a very similar challenge to the 75 hard challenge. And like I just said, I actually failed 75 hard, but I also did pass it the first time I did it, which was over a year ago. The time that I recently failed it, I just had some serious life sort of circumstances on. Not sort of serious, like actually really serious. I don't really quit anything unless it's as serious as it was. Anyway, Project 50 exists, and I know it's very similar to 75 hard in terms of how the tasks are or structured. For example, they both involve an hour of working out, reading, and some other things, but there are some minor differences that I knew I struggled with, so I wanted to see how I would go up against this challenge. If you guys are wondering who made Project 50, apparently the source is unknown, but I know it's come from Som Studios, which is some Instagram page. If you guys want to go check it out, the link will be down in the description for that. But anyway, let's get into today's video. Now, I'm not going to move out of my seat because there are two tasks that I've already completed today. And the first one is waking up before 8 a.m. and getting 6 hours of sleep. This is essentially easy for me because I wake up at 5:30 already every single morning, and I go to bed early around like 9:30, 10. So this was a really easy task for me. If you guys want, I guess you could wake up at 7:59 as long as you are getting your 6+ hours of sleep in. That's a pretty easy one, I think, for most of us. If it's a struggle for you, that's just where you struggle at, and you got to get up before 8 and get that 6 hours in. Another one that I've already completed for the day is I have followed my morning routine. Now this, I knew I was going to struggle with. I knew this was going to be one of my biggest difficulties because it's not only following a morning routine, but it's also an hour away from your cell phone device. And this has been hard for me because when I wake up in the morning, I have this really bad habit of just waking up, turning my alarm clock off, and then going on my phone. And my excuse for it is just,
oh, I'll go on my phone to like wake myself up, you know, because I'll be...
No, I'm just wasting time. I could just use some willpower and get up. So yeah, those are essentially the two tasks that I've already completed this morning. So let's see how the rest of today goes. I don't know if you guys can see the beans right here, the little pug. But anyway, another task that 50. Yeah, 50. Apparently this challenge is called 50. I need to adjust, you guys. Another task that Project 50 involves in it is reading 10 pages of a book every single day. Now, of course, you can't just read like, I don't know, the Caterpillar book or a Dr. Seuss book. You need to be actually reading something that is probably age appropriate for you, which I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you already knew that. Anyway, my book of choice is Never Finished by David Goggins. I already read 10 pages of a book every single day. That was a habit that stuck with me throughout 75 hard. I really love this book so far. It's the second book by David Goggins. I can't remember if I said the name already. Never Finished. I think I did. So this is the book I'm reading every single day. If you guys are looking for some recommendations, check out Me by David Goggins, Endure by Cameron Haynes, How to Think Like a Roman Emperor, Atomic Habits, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'm missing some, but you probably won't be able to finish all those books anyway throughout Project 50 just because it's 10 pages of a book every single day. So there are some book recommendations, and I'm going to finish this up for the day. Alright, so we just got to school. What was it, like 15-20 minutes ago? I had to use the restroom.
Okay.
Little TMI right there, but class is at around 9:30 and usually around 9 o'clock because I get here like 7:30. My homework all the way up until 9 o'clock, and then I take a short break. So during my short break, I figured from now on I'm just going to start journaling, because the next thing that you have to do for Project 50 is journal your progress. Now, I know it makes sense to kind of do this at the end of the day, but I figured this is like a good time for me to get it in and just like kind of evaluate how the day's going and my plan of action going forward. It doesn't say what time of day that you have to journal, so I'm doing it right now because I want to do it right now. This is my journal of choice because it was only like $2 for a 5-pack of these, and I'm not going to be writing an epilogue on how my progress is going so far. So day 1, feeling good. I'm just kidding, I'm going to write a little more than that, but yeah, that's the next thing that you have to do for Project 50 is journal. This is just a side note. I know some of you guys are probably wondering, like, why do I get to school so early if I don't even have a class that early? Because my first class is at 9:30. I like to get my homework all out of the way just so that later on during the day, which you guys will see, I have like a pretty busy day every single day. I want to be able to work on that stuff. I don't want to be able to work, or not be able to. I don't want to work on any homework later after school so that I can focus on everything else I need to focus on. So that's why I get here early, just so I can get all of my homework out of the way and get everything that I need to get done. All right, man, and now it's a little later. I totally forgot. I had some other things going on during my day. Like I had to meet up with my pastor, and I kind of forgot about that at one point. And then I also forgot that I left my burgers on the grill and they got burnt. And now they're pretty hard as a rock and they're not gonna taste that good for my meal prep, but it's what it is. First world problems, am I right? But speaking of meal prep, the next task of Project 50 is that you have to follow a diet of some sort. Now the diet portion wasn't too strict, but I will say that I'm gonna do for the diet portion of this is I'm not gonna have any sort of sweets at all whatsoever. Now you might be like,
oh, will you have any pancakes?
dude, these are literally just regular Kodiak pancakes that are protein with cancer syrup, or in other words, sugar-free syrup. I'm talking like chocolate, candy, ice cream, cake, all of that other junk. I'm not gonna have any of that for the duration of this challenge. Also on a lean bulk right now, so I'm not following like a pescatarian diet. I'm not following like a carnivore diet. I'm following a very strict and structured diet that I always follow. So besides the protein pancakes, we have this concoction right here, which is like yogurt that I toss in a bowl, and then I toss a scoop of whey protein powder in there, mix it all up, boom, you get protein pudding mixture. And it tastes pretty good. Something else that I'm going to be including in my diet is supplements. Now, as some of you guys know, I don't take any caffeinated pre-workout, so I'm having this pump right here by Transparent Labs, which is non-caffeinated. So if any of you guys out there are non-caffeinated kind of pre-workout people or just very sensitive to caffeine, I strongly advise taking this because it's the next best thing. It has everything else pre-workout has in it besides the caffeine. And then we're also going to be having some creatine. Not only are we mixing that with our whole pre-workout shake, but we are also going to be having some ketones as well. If you guys don't know what ketones are, they are found within the liver when your body breaks down fat for energy, and your body doesn't actually have to break down any fat to use this right here, which is essentially what you would find in your liver, but instead of finding it in liver, you're finding it in here for some energy. So if you guys are interested at all in either of these products, my code will be up on the screen for both of those, also with a link down in the description. But yes, both of these are included in my diet. I don't take ketones every day, just every once in a while, and specifically on leg days, which we are about to go do right now at the gym. All right, made it to the gym. We're gonna wrap this up and do a quick work. I already hit one set, warmed up to 405. We have the powerlifting competition coming in a little more than a month and a half. Right now I'm at 405. We're trying to hit this for 5 by 5, which is a lot. I can do 405 for 5, but for 5 sets, that's a lot. So we can do, and let's get to it. Man, and that is one of the next tasks in Project 50. You have to get your workout in. An hour of working out every single day, which is the easiest task for me. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but something was on my mind while I was in there that told me to tell you guys this, and it's something I almost feel like I've taken for granted in my life. Obviously, I'm not beating myself up about it, but there's a lot of the times I get these messages where people ask me how I do something, and I guess the only way I can, because I'm doing this challenge and I feel like other people out there struggle intensely with these challenges or trying to do some sort of physical challenge. Like, yeah, they struggle a lot with trying to do physical challenges. And one of the things I realized from me doing physical challenges and how I ever even got good at them was putting myself in uncomfortable situations. And that's kind of the barrier, not kind of, it actually is the barrier you have to break. So the people that ask me, like, how do you do these, fitness sort of challenges? Like, how do you run a marathon? How do you, do a bodybuilding show? I immerse myself into the uncomfort of doing those things. So for example, I had never done a bodybuilding show, a powerlifting meet, or a half marathon at all, not even a Spartan race ever in my entire life in 2022 until I did it. And yeah, I was uncomfortable. It felt weird being there. It felt weird training for the stuff, but I allowed myself to go through that uncomfort kind of feeling. And then afterward, I got so much more confident in it because I let the feeling of uncomfort go through me, and then I let it go past me. In other words, I endured the feeling of uncomfort until it was over, and then I realized, like, I can do this, like, I am capable. Just want to let you guys know that that same power, or whatever you want to call it, it's not like I have a superpower. I call it the Holy Spirit, but it's in you as well. So, if you're ever trying to do something like Project 50, 75 hard, run a marathon, whatever it is, just know that you have the power to do it, but you have to be willing to go through uncomfortable circumstances to get there. And that is my motivational speech for tonight. I'm gonna go home and eat and then finish off the last task for the day. Oh yeah, I should have done it that way. So I'm not gonna lie, I completely almost forgot to record this part just because I got down on my computer and I just started going at it. So the last task of the day, which is also going to be a hard one for me to tackle, is learning 1 hour of a new skill every day. And so some of you guys know I have started my own clothing brand, but I'm still new to all this. I have no idea really anything still. Like, I only know the basics of like seeing manufacturers and then like asking for this and then asking for that. So I would say like my new, skill that I'm working on is developing a clothing brand, learning all of the tips and tricks and marketing and talking to manufacturers and still learning that because I only know the basics right now. And every so often, like, I'll learn something huge, but I would say every day I'm still learning something that I didn't know beforehand. And so today's Wednesday, so you guys can't really see what I'm doing on the screen, but today I have to input all of my finances that I've spent for building KillBuillt. So today, well, not today actually, but a couple days ago I bought another sample, which I'm going to show you guys here in a second. And when I bought that sample, I have a certain day where I report all the expenses. So I spent $130 times the tax that, so it'd be like $143. So on my expense report and profit report, I have to put down I spent $143 on an item. It was one, and then I'll put next to it like sample. That's where we're at right now. And also I have to put a negative to tell it how much I've spent. I want to tell you guys how much I've spent on this, but like at the same time, I don't want to. But just know KillBuilt's coming out soon. So for some of you guys who are new here, I have my own brand. It's called KillBuillt. It's coming out January 15th. That'll be huge. Can't remember if I said I was going to show you guys a sample or not, but here I'll just show you guys what I'm working. I've also gotten better at photoshopping the samples and whatnot. You guys have seen me. Oh, I think actually, yeah, I was just actually wearing this. So I've been working on this sample. I got 2 samples. This other company did it wrong, and I was just kind of pissed off about it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to reinvent the sample and get it done by a company I already work with right now. And so we're going to screen print all of this instead, and then we're going to keep this patch right here all fuzzy. And then we have this right here, and this is going to be like a rubber patch. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, that little white thing that also has the logo on it. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got for this one right here, but we're coming out with it soon. I'm just going to look for shorts because I also got green shorts made by the same manufacturer. They just messed up everything that I'd asked for. So that is the last and final task for Project 50. The reason I said I would struggle with this one, I think the most, is just, it's not that I have a hard time working on this, because when I'm just working on my clothing brand, nothing can really distract me. It's sitting down here at the time that I have to to do it. That's my problem. It's like the discipline to sit down and just do it is where I find the trouble. Is what it is. Did it today, and hopefully we can do it for the next 49 days so we don't have to start over. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press that subscribe button because you guys know I will be back. And as always, die trying to do what you love. The sky's the limit. I'll see you guys in the next one.